Hi, welcome to Montana State of Mind with me, Montana, a channel where we discuss whatever is on my mind. And recently on Reddit, the pop culture subreddit, if you will, a lot of discourse has been happening about the mysterious celebrity hangout spot, Sushi Park. There's probably weekly a slideshow of the celebrities that are seen on this iconic balcony. One Redditor in particular made the comment of, oh, I wish a YouTuber would make some 90-minute video essay covering this restaurant because no one knows when it started, why is it so popular, what is inside of it, and yet every celebrity is seen there. Well, to said commenter, I am that YouTuber, milady. Although I don't think I can stretch it out 90 minutes. I want to preface and say that much of this information actually came from the Teen Vogue article by Sarah Delgado. She did such an amazing job researching that I honestly didn't have to do much because she did such a good job. But I did find another source that actually went inside the restaurant, and I have their testimony. So stay tuned as I bring you information you were not aware of. So let's grab our Balenciaga bags and our disposable chopsticks and discuss. So what do the celebrities, Hailey Bieber, Justin Bieber, Dua Lipa, Bad Bunny, Benito, Taylor Swift, Jay-Z, Beyonce, what do they all have in common aside from being millionaires? They all populate and regularly visit the most random restaurant located on Sunset Boulevard, literally in a strip mall known as Sushi Park. Never change, LA.
Should they go if they want an evening to remember?
I have the perfect spot. New York's hottest club is Boof. Located in an abandoned orphanage on the lower east side of Chelsea, this round-the-clock puke party is the creation of narcoleptic club owner Snoozin' Lucci. And this place has everything: pugs, geezers, doo-wop groups, a wise old turtle that looks like Quincy Jones.
Yes, nestled amongst a Joe's Pizza, a chiropractic office, Lure Lashes, and a FedEx is Sushi Park. It has become the place to be seen. Known for its high-end chef's choice only menu, which averages about, at the end of a meal, $400 per person with drinks. Sushi Park is the most inconspicuous celebrity-filled restaurant you have never heard of. Now, celebrities will often go there to soft launch a relationship. The first public outing, if you will, to be seen with your new beau. And it has this iconic balcony that everybody gets photographed on. And I'm from Louisiana, so I know a good Mardi Gras balcony when I see one, okay? The unassuming joint, as Google calls it, has served as the backdrop for campaigns, photo shoots, and become a breeding ground for celebs to parade their flings and friendships. It's the place where Kylie Jenner and Jordan Woods were first spotted together after famously rekindling their friendship, and where Bad Bunny and Kendall Jenner did their first group hangout. Justin and Hailey Bieber practically lived there, according to many. And despite being based in Paris, Yves Saint Laurent's creative director, Anthony Vaccarello, has become quoted as a regular. So Sushi Park is actually located on the top floor of a small 2-level strip mall called Sunset Collection on Sunset Boulevard. It has no Instagram, no TikTok, no website, nothing. Sushi Park is a omakase only Japanese restaurant, meaning it only serves recommendations by the chef. The restaurant is called Sushi Park, not because it's located in a parking lot adjacent mall, but because of its owner and founder, Peter Park. It is only open Tuesday through Saturday for 3 hours a day, from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. Aside from their celebrity clientele, perhaps one other thing the restaurant is notorious for is its infamous sign that says, "Attention, no takeout, no salad, no teriyaki, tempura, no trendy sushi, no California roll, no spicy tuna, We only serve traditional sushi. Sushi bar is chef's choice only. A quick Yelp scour, and you'll see visitors are really divided as to whether Sushi Park is kind of worth its title, if you will. Some call it, quote, the best sushi you can find without having to go to Japan, which is very bold. That's a bold statement. And many others claim the food is overpriced and overrated. Quote, the price for the quality and what you get is just criminal. I feel so wronged, a reviewer wrote. And though it might not be authentically Japanese, as the founder Park is Korean, Sushi Park is often praised most for its freshness. Now, to better understand Sushi Park and its like LA-ness, if you will, you kind of have to understand the sushi culture in LA. And in my research, it's actually very specific. Like LA sushi, much like the things in LA, was a trendsetter for the rest of the country, if not world. Los Angeles was the first city to import sushi from Japan around 1966 at a restaurant in Little Tokyo called Kawafuku. And that was where the first sushi bar in America was established. And while there is a debate as to who created the California roll, a nearby restaurant called Tokyo Kaikan debuted it soon after. And the Tokyo Kaikan versus Kawafuku divide is very new school versus traditional. And it continued to be a debate as sushi bars grew in the 70s and 80s.
Where is this Japanese toilet bowl? How far from my shitty walk?
Well, you mean there's a sushi restaurant? It's right over there.
What? What the f***?
These restaurants laid the groundwork for people like Nobu Matsuhisa, who first opened Matsuhisa in 1987, followed by his chain of Nobu restaurants around the world. Nobu broke with tradition with signature dishes such as miso black cod, rock shrimp tempura, and yellowtail sashimi with jalapenos, ushering in a long line of chefs who did the same, such as Katsuya, who opened in 1997, introducing its popular spicy tuna on crispy rice. Sushi Nazawa also debuted in 1987 with an approach that's more in line with the Sushi Park of today. Founded by Kazunori Nazawa, who then went on to start Sugarfish and Kazunori. In a strip mall in Studio City, he championed a simple and traditional Japanese style, becoming famous with his, quote, trust me, chef's menu. His no-nonsense approach, however, to dining earned him the Seinfeldian moniker of the, quote, sushi Nazi.
I didn't get any bread.
Just forget it. Let it go.
Excuse me, I think you forgot my bread.
Bread, $2 extra.
$2, but everyone in front of me got free bread.
You want bread?
Yes, please.
$3. What? No soup for you.
Known for his strict rules, which included no cell phones, no loud talking, no switching seats, and no menu requests. I had a lot of teachers with the same rules. In 1991, Sasubune opened, greeting diners with a handwritten sign that stated, quote, no spicy tuna roll, no tempura, no exceptions. And I guess I'm trash because I love spicy tuna and tempura. And I've learned through my research that spicy tuna is a technically like trash tuna that they cover with like spicy stuff. But I mean, I'm from Louisiana, so I'm used to eating like garbage seafood that you just throw spices on to cover the mask that it's like absolute garbage. I mean, our most famous food like is gumbo and crawfish and like the bottom of the barrel bayou seafood, and we just cover it with enough spices you can't really taste it, but it tastes delicious.
That snake looks delicious. What part do you think I'm about to eat?
Basically, a snake don't have parts. But if I had to call it anything, I would say it's his knee.
Great. His knee. And what are we having for dessert?
Squirrel.
Excellent.
Then came Urasara in 2003, which instituted a 10-second rule from serving to eating and a deserved reputation as the most expensive sushi restaurant in LA. Sushi Park obviously fits with this very strict rules LA sushi vibe, with its no menu style and rigid rules again, to its opening dish of sashimi with ponzu, a Nozawa tradition. And we will get into that concept here in a second. So when did Sushi Park become a thing? You know, because in the recent years, it's kind of been slowly building and building, but actually it has like almost a decade long business. Like it's been around for a while. Reviews on Yelp date back as far as 2008, but Sushi Park actually opened its doors in 2006. The place has been open actually for almost 2 decades now that I'm doing the math. I think that 2008 was just 5 years ago. But through the last years, I think we can all agree, if you're in the pop culture kind of space and zeitgeist, that we've seen a really big uptick lately with the celebrity sightings, if you will. Now, a Yelp reviewer and frequent Sushi Park customer called the spot, quote, a secret amongst A-list celebs all the way back in 2010. According to Vanity Fair's In the Limelight podcast, Meghan Markle, back then this was just the Suits Meghan Markle, not the Duchess, recommended Sushi Park in her lifestyle blog, The Tig, back in the early 2010s. She called it her favorite sushi spot in LA, and the place had been officially crowned a secret celebrity hangout way back in 2018. In 2020, Condé Nast Traveler picked Sushi Park as one of the 18 best sushi restaurants in Los Angeles, describing its offering as, quote, crowd-pleasing sushi for flavor seekers with an expense account. So, rich people. I will be eating garbage spicy tuna with the rest of the people, I guess, in the dumpster.
A fair is a veritable smorgasbord, after the crowds have ceased. Each night when the lights go out, it can be found on the ground all around. Oh, what a rattly feast.
Quote, Sushi Park is a sliver of a space upstairs in a West Hollywood mini mall. The magazine wrote about the restaurant. Quote, chances are your fellow diners haven't eaten traditional omakase, I can't say that word, sushi in Japan, but they're ready to graduate to the next level of sushi eating, and this is the place to do it. You can call it, quote, high LA sushi, which is different than just high Japanese sushi served at other omakase style restaurants in the city. You're here for the food, no need to dress up. However, the lax fashion rules does not mean the fashion world hasn't paid attention to this. In September 2022, Saint Laurent brought Park, the founder, to its flagship Paris boutique to host a week-long dining pop-up. He was invited by the brand's creative director and Sushi Park patron. This was the first time Park had ever transposed the restaurant to another destination.
Hi, can I please make a reservation for 4? Peter's not there. He's in Paris at Saint Laurent.
Paris?
Oh.
What?
Yeah, I know. I just drove past. It's closed. Huh, well, why don't you call Anthony?
I'm calling Anthony right now.
Okay, yeah, I'm not coming. I can't make it to Paris.
Ladies, we're going to Paris.
Others have taken note, of course, last December, Candle. And I have to say it always Candle Jenner because that's how she sounds when she says it.
My name is Kendall.
She was photographed outside the restaurant in images that were later used by Bottega Veneta for their Resort 2024 campaign. Blah, 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 fashion stuff. Meanwhile, W Magazine staged almost the entirety of its 2020 Best Performances portfolio in the mall that houses Sushi Park, featuring Florence Pugh, Adam Sandler, and Brad Pitt, who used the location as a backdrop. Brant Cox of The Infatuation agrees in his 2023 review, offering more intel into Sushi Park's appeal of yesteryear. Quote, "While a meal at Sushi Park is still a fun night on the strip, the quality of sushi no longer matches its hype or the high price point." His review reads, "A meal here feels more like the famous sign out front, fun and kitschy, but no longer the staple LA sushi that it once was." Judging by reviews online, however, a casual dinner at Sushi Park will probably set you back an average between $200 to $400 per person, sans drinks, according to a lot of reviews. Quote, "Spent about $600 for two people, and yes, I did see a celebrity while I was there." It seems, of course, much like everything, that Sushi Park's prices have doubled in the recent years due to inflation. Judging by, again, most reviewers, the average time spent at Sushi Park is 2 hours, which is essentially how long they're open. You're expected to apparently tell the chef when you're 80% full. 7 or 8 courses are the average, but you can go till you can't no more, paying for the extra plate, of course. Much like high-end redneck restaurant Golden Corral. Though we all know the outside of Sushi Park, not a lot of people, or not a lot of plebes, average people, know the inside. Also, there's a strict policy of no videos, no photos, no videos inside the restaurant. So no celebrities like Kim Kardashian can necessarily take a selfie inside of there, which is both, I guess, alluring to a lot of A-list celebs. However, I did find a source that went inside Sushi Park and wrote a great review article about it. So I'm going to summarize kind of her experience for you. Now, Dayla Benner at The Face writes, "Upon entering the restaurant, you're greeted with bright lighting, tang orange walls, a long bar, and several chefs diligently working behind the counter, a flat screen TV hanging behind them, top 40 music blares over the speakers, a row of shellacked wooden tables lines the walls. Anti-aesthetic is the aesthetic," because it sounds ugly, I'll be honest. It sounds tacky, but you know LA, they probably like find something in the tackiness. Shiny black granite countertops that harken back to the 90s, disposable wooden takeout chopsticks, a bathroom with eggplant purple walls, industrial liquid hand soap, a cheap black trash can, and white tile floors that look like you walked in a 2000s era gas station. And again, that sounds like literally what the sushi restaurants where I'm at in Arkansas look like. But you know LA, they're probably just like, "Oh my God, it looks so cheap." Quote, Boehner writes, "Like the Saddle Ranch Chop House down the block, you come here for the experience, for the fact that you're on Sunset Strip. If you're lucky to breathe the same air as a Jenner or Taylor Swift. On the night I dined, I happened to do so with the former, as well as one half of the designers of luxury label The Row. We had the table to ourselves, just 3 separate tables enjoying a quiet night out." Peter Park, the chef who founded the restaurant in 2006, is something of an enigma himself. Quote, "I try to keep a low profile," he says when Boehner catches a few words with him on the very much photographed balcony during her visit. He's hesitant to offer any personal or background information, yet his warm and friendly demeanor makes me feel like one of his loyal diners. Park, who is Korean, worked at a sushi restaurant in the Valley before eventually opening his own. He maintains a sacred respite for his clientele, 90% of whom are regulars. Quote, "When they want to come in, they can come in and enjoy." Trevor Corson, author of The Story of Sushi, an unlikely saga of raw fish and rice, says that this type of tavern-style sushi bar is more common in Japan. Quote, "Where the atmosphere is relaxed and sociable, and the chef is more like a friendly bartender who knows everyone's preferences and quirks like their regular customers. Even though this style of sushi is, quote, to trust the chef, who has been to the fish market that morning to pick out the best ingredients in season, served in a minimalist way to highlight their natural qualities. So again, they're not covered in spices and mayonnaise and cucumbers and whatever filler that us normal people are munching down on. A diner who has been coming to Sushi Park for a decade tells Boehner, quote, "Anytime you come in, it's like family. It's very loving. You're going to have a beautiful meal and you're going to have wonderful people and you're going to leave and no one's going to bother you. And there's no bullshit, which is a beautiful thing." And I'm sure in LA, that is quite the enigma. Quote, "Other sushi at that price point in LA or New York is going to be way better, but it's just not going to be as fun, especially to 23-year-old billionaires," says Jason Stewart, the LA-based podcaster behind How Long Gone. Other locals with a similar price point, quote, "You're going to get in a mokase," I cannot say that word, my God, experience that's amazing, and you're going to have some imported monkfish liver from Hokkaido or wherever, but Bad Bunny doesn't give a fuck about that. He can't tell the difference between them, and he doesn't want to have an 11-hour tasting menu. He wants it to be good, expensive, and to feel like a normal person, the way you don't feel like a normal person when you go to the Chateau Marmont, however you say that. You can feel like a real civilian there, essentially. However, this goes on, okay? A chef that Boehner spoke to, who worked at very high-end restaurants, sushi restaurants in downtown Los Angeles, explained that, quote, "It's very much a scene. Other sushi chefs don't respect it." Stewart expressed similar sentiments, saying, "I've been a couple of times and I don't get it. The food there is fine. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's amazing." Now, of course, Boehner's own opinion in her piece was that, quote, "The sushi is very good. During my 20-course meal there." Now, is that like 20 pieces of sushi? That's a lot.
I'm allergic to sushi. Every time I eat more than 80 sushis, I barf.
"I was guided through albacore so translucent, the shiso leaf underneath peeked through. Delicate bluefin tuna in toro, a white shrimp dotted with green yuzu that looked like a tiny brain and was equally as tender." How does she know that? "I was impressed by the butteriness and freshness of the fish, but felt as though the operatic element of the culinary transcendence one might expect was missing." Ooh, girl was laying on the thesaurus that day. As a rare review put it, "Considering the price, we also want a few surprises too. Those never come. It's a standard omakase filled with familiar, slightly boring cuts of fish that you could find at most neighborhood sushi bars around town." She goes on to write, "Sushi Park is less a Birkin than a more beat-up Balenciaga left over from the early aughts. Still considered, quote, luxury, but perhaps a bit rough around the edges. Instead of glitzy interiors, a made-for-Instagram aesthetic, and seen in the 17 years it's been open, Park has taken pains to leave its interiors intact, should even the slightest change send his regulars out of sorts. Quote, "We try to memorize their style so when they come, they just enjoy it." He says, quote, "That's why I don't want to touch anything." Sounds like if you're autistic, it's a dream. There is a strict no photography policy again, which is why you likely haven't seen many photos online apart from the infamous outdoor sign and railing. Because celebrities are not going to go for a world-class culinary experience, they are there to be left alone, to feel like they are at a normal restaurant having a normal experience at a neighborhood haunt, without the frills and decadence of a Hollywood clubstaurant. Her words. They want to feel as though they're a part of the food culture, to feel like they have taste, to know that they know about an undiscovered hidden gem, an under the radar type spot that still serves high quality sushi. That is until Montana gave this expose. I'm kidding. Quote, "It's like people that have yachts," says Stewart. "Everyone who loves it has never looked at the price. Whether the clientele cares about the sea urchin is sourced from is yet to be determined, but if you're a celebrity, maybe that doesn't matter. After all, to quote Cheers, you want to be where everyone knows your name. If you go to Sushi Park, chances are Peter won't forget. Just don't ask for trendy sushi.
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name.
So that's kind of the history and interior and legend of Sushi Park. It's been around for almost 2 decades. It's really popping off lately because people want, but between me and you, if they want such secrecy and such normalization, why do they go there knowing they're going to be photographed on that stupid balcony? You know, I mean, it's something, that's for sure, because everybody is seen on that little balcony. Like, why do you have to walk on the balcony? Is there no front door? Is there no secret entrance? I'm sure there is, because you know the Olsen twins are not walking on that balcony. But like, if it's so secret and you want it to be so hush hush, why have such a infamous, famous photograph point? You know? And I'm wondering if influencers are going to start trying to get in and kind of ruin what he's created. You know? They kind of ruin everything. Well, I'm happy for the celebrities like Bad Bunny to be able to eat and feel normal as they're paying $400 a meal. Because that's, when I think normal, average human experience, I think $400 sushi. But the rest of us will eat spicy tuna trash and childish California rolls. And we'll just eat the bottom of the Sushi Park dumpster, I guess. I hope you enjoyed this short little, not 90 minutes, but the best I could conjure expose on Sushi Park. And so now you know more than the average person of what goes on inside this mysterious, tacky, but very strict, like I said, very, if you're autistic, this sounds like your place to be because nothing's going to change. Restaurant. And it just goes to show, if you want to start a restaurant where you want high-end clientele, make the rules up, girl. Like, all you got to do is just be, it's very much that stupid kind of celebrity thing of, if you make it so obscure and just so expensive, people will buy it just because it's elusive. Like, wasn't there a Documentary Now episode where it was like a chicken and rice restaurant in the middle of South America? It's very much that, you know? I think if I was a celebrity, I would be like Ben Affleck and I would just be hitting up the average Dunkin' Donuts every day. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all all soon. Please comment and give a like, maybe a subscribe if you want to. And go enjoy some trash sushi. You know, that's $30.